Go out and win your Super Bowl. Congrats, class of 2020. I can't wait to see what you do next.
I mean, we don't all get to play in the Super Bowl, but Patrick Mahomes serving as the virtual commencement speaker for his alma mater, Texas Tech. Oh, I see. It was not an actual Super Bowl, but everyone has, yeah, I get it now. The class of 2020 with unique graduations all across the country. As for Mahomes, he's now one step closer to being able to visit the Chiefs facility in Kansas City, get his offseason work in as the NFL started to open things up on Tuesday here in Jacksonville. The Jaguars choosing to wait an extra week before welcoming in staff that includes training staff as well as football operations, players who've been rehabbing injuries. All that's going to happen this coming Tuesday with some limitations as far as number of staff members allowed in the building and no coaches, at least for the time being. That is until every team is allowed back into their facilities, and we're not sure how long that is going to take. For many players, it's been all about how can you get your work in? Well, this being the social media age we currently live in, you now have video of all those guys getting their work in, like Jaguars quarterback Gardner Minshew, the mustache, working on some footwork and quick reaction skills with his personal coaches. So Minshew working out, we're all working out how this fall is going to unfold when it comes to games at the bank and how the NFL reacts to a new world order. That wrestling reference, by the way, not accidental. TIAA Bank Field used as the setting for a major wrestling event tonight by Tony Khan's All Elite Wrestling. So at least somebody has been able to use that building. This fall will feature some new faces at the bank. This is not one of them. Marcel Robinson has more on the new veteran presence in the running back room.
It's becoming a bit of a reunion tour here in the city of Jacksonville for our offensive coordinator, Jay Gruden. Following the signing of tight end Tyler Eifert, the Jaguars signed running back Chris Thompson, who played under Jay Gruden as he served as the head coach for the Washington Redskins. Look, so much of this football game is about what you know in terms of formations and play actions and the playbook. But sometimes when it comes to staying in this game, it's about who you know.
Oh, got him.
Jay is, I would say he's one of the biggest reasons why I was able to have the success that I had in Washington and to be able to stick around there. Having him and knowing that he had my back, it really meant a lot. I mean, he believed in me. He gave me every single opportunity that he possibly could.
Not only is Chris Thompson familiar with his offensive coordinator, he's very familiar with the state of Florida as he is a native that is glad to be back in the Sunshine State.
I'm a Florida State guy, Florida boy, so I'm excited to get back, be a lot closer to what I would say is a part of my fan base that's been there for years, even back to people that watched me play in high school.
Thompson hopes to put on an exciting display for his family as well as the fans, both old and new. He's a product of Jay Gruden's offense, and based on his assessment of Gruden's game plan, the Jacksonville Jaguars offense should look a little different.
He wants his playmakers to know what everybody's doing because he's gonna line guys all up in different places. I mean, we had a couple plays with the Redskins where we would put Jamison Crowder back at running back and then have me playing at the slot receiver spot in a bunch set. He wants to put guys all over the place. The more playmakers, the better. He's going to spread the ball around there.
Now, wouldn't that be great for the city of Jacksonville to see some excitement on offense? Anything to get away from the standard run, pass offense that we've been accustomed to in the previous years. Look, that all sounds fine and dandy, but let's not lose sight of the fact that if this new look offense doesn't translate into points and wins on the field, well, it will be all for naught. At the home office, Marcel Robinson, Action Sports Jacks.
And be sure to go follow Mr. Robinson's neighborhood on the Twitters at Marcel AS Jacks is where you can go check that out. Speaking of new additions, the Jaguars added to a defensive line that has seen the departure of significant production, of course, the exit of Calais Campbell. Cassius Marsh brings 14 sacks to the Jaguars over his 6 years of production around the league. This team needs to replace playmakers like Calais and, who knows, potentially Yannick Ngakoue. Well, Marsh says he's versatile enough to help make that happen.
I have a nonstop motor, and I've got an awareness for the game, and I'm a ball hawk. I'm gonna rush the passer, I'm gonna set the edge, I'll make plays, and you'll see me all over the field. There's a lot that I feel like I bring to the team.
Here's your fun fact about Cassius Marsh. His father, Curtis Marsh Sr., began his career in Jacksonville, drafted by the Jags way back when in 1995. We'll get our first look at Marsh and the 30-plus newcomers to this roster during the NFL preseason as we take a look at that schedule, starting with back-to-back road trips. Going to see the Panthers up in Carolina, and then, of course, the expected joint practices with, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 home games coming up after that with Washington and Atlanta both paying a visit to TIAA Bank Field. So certainly something to look forward to in the coming months. Just really need that to come true and, work, because we need football. We really do. For 5 years, this guy took the field for the Jaguars, helping to anchor an offensive line that achieved some pretty amazing results. Leon Searcy, the former Miami Hurricane, might have started his career in Pittsburgh, but it's Jacksonville where he's decided to make his home now that the playing days are over. It's a lot warmer here. There's no snow. It's nice. Action Sports Jack's Dan Hicken catching up with Searcy to get his thoughts on the current Jaguars club, particularly his specialty, the offensive line.
I wish they could go back in the time machine to 2017 because that offensive line there has a lot of dogs that wanted to fight. Yeah. And now it seems like, that they've been licking their wounds the last couple of years or whatever. I like Jawan Taylor. I think Linder's an okay guy. I think Andrew Norwell has underperformed his contract. Cam Robinson's coming off the ACL, so he's got a year to rehab. And then A.J. Cann, to me, is just, he's a guy. Right. He's a swing guy. No offense to him. Sure. He's just a guy right now. I just want to, in order for the maturation of Jawan Taylor becoming the phenom that I think he's going to be, he's got to learn from the guys around him, okay? Because he's a rookie. So in order to learn how to be a dog, you got to be around dogs. All right. So the fact that he played as well as he played is just a testament to himself, because in my personal opinion, there's not a lot of dogs.
Right. What's it like watching this team struggle so much so? Yeah,
and I was very blessed to be in locker rooms where I won all the time. We never were ever in a situation where we lost so many games, so I can only imagine that locker room. And if they care about not winning, then I'm sure there's got to be some disruption in that locker room, and you've got to hold everybody accountable. Everybody's got to be accountable. I mean, for the littlest things, because I was always told how you do the little things, how you do everything. I'm talking about being on time for meetings, being on time for weightlifting, being on time for treatment, being on time for practice, staying up in films, not falling, all that kind of stuff. That it may look small and minute right now, but it carries over.
Are you a Minshew guy? What do you see in him?
I like the Chew. I like Big Chew. I mean, he's got more time to grow as a player. I mean, he's only played 12 games. Essentially, he's still a rookie. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he comes along with the new offense, with Gruden's offense, how he's going to excel in the world. But I like Gardner Minshew. So, I mean, if Gardner can give us 4,030, I'll take that all day.
And go check out our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page. This might sound crazy, but you just search for Action Sports Jacks on YouTube, and there we are. You can check out our story on Leon Searcy and his new book, 4th Down and Damn, a lineman's story. Plus, features from Team Action Sports Jacks and replays of ESPN 690. It's a lot of stuff, and it's a perfect way to spend all of your spare time.
Action Sports Jacks Primetime, Saturday at 10:30 on Fox 30.